Good morning, student. So in last class, we have solved second order differential equation through Frobenius series solution at regular singular point. Now, next is the important thing, Gauss hypergeometric equation. It is the section 31, Gauss hypergeometric equation. The equation of the form x into 1 minus x y double dash plus c minus a plus b plus 1 into x y dash minus ab y is equal to 0, where abc are the constant. So when we have this equation, if you write this equation in the standard form, so it can be written as y double dash plus c minus a plus b plus 1 into x upon x into 1 minus x into y dash minus ab upon x into 1 minus x y is equal to 0. So it means this is what? This is the capital Px. This is the capital Px and this is the plus Qx. So capital Qx. So here capital Px will come c minus a plus b plus 1 into x upon x into 1 minus x, and qx will come minus ab upon x into 1 minus x. So from here, what is the nature of x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1? As you put x is equal to 0, it will give the it is not well defined. If x is equal to 1, it is not well defined. So x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 is the singular point, right? So here x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 is the singular point. Then we compute x minus x naught into px and x minus x naught whole square into qx. If they can be expanded as a Taylor power series, or it is analytic in nature, then we say x is equal to 0 or 1 will be the regular singular point. So here first we have computed for x is equal to 0. For x is equal to 0, we have computed x into px. So x into px will come c minus a plus b plus 1 upon x upon 1 minus x. And this 1 minus x, 1 upon 1 minus x, 1 upon 1 minus x is nothing. It is the 1 plus x square plus x cube and so on. So when we put c in c minus 1 upon x as a 1 plus x square, it is the infinite geometric series. So we can write it as a c minus 1 a plus b plus 1 into x into 1 plus x square plus and so on. Now you collect the term of the independent of x, then term of the coefficient of the x, then coefficient of the x square and so on. So here independent of x we have the c. The coefficient of the x will become c minus a plus b plus 1 into x and so on. So as you put x is equal to 0, as you put x is equal to 0, you will get the c. Means now it is the well defined, x px is well defined, right, at the x is equal to 0. Now we check for the x square qx. So x square qx, so it will become minus ab upon x into 1 minus x into x square. So x square cancel out, x and x cancel out, so we have the minus ab x upon 1 minus x. Here also we put 1 upon 1 minus x as a 1 plus x square and so on. So here we have the, so in this case on multiplying you will get the minus abx square and so on. So as you put x is equal to 0, it will give you 0. It will give you 0, means it is the well defined. So as we have the well defined things, So now you can say x is equal to 0 is regular singular point. X is equal to 0 is regular singular point. So if we have the regular singular point, we can have at least one Frobenius series solution. By the theorem 30A, we have at least one Frobenius series solution. So for the Frobenius series solution, we have to write the equation in the standard form. And what is the standard form? X square y double dash plus x px y dash plus qx y is equal to 0. In this form, we write our equation. So here we have the equation x in, this is the original equation, x into 1 minus x y double dash plus c minus a plus b plus 1 into x y dash minus ab y is equal to 0. So this we can write in the standard form, right? Just you in this equation you multiply with the x square, right? X square on both sides, so you will get the x square y double dash plus c minus a plus b plus 1 into x upon 1 minus x into x y dash, because we have multiplied with the x square. Then after minus ab x upon 1 minus x y. So x square plus px into px, x into px. So this will become the small px plus qxy. So this will become the small qx. So here small p will be c minus a plus b plus 1 into x upon 1 minus x. And when we put x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, you will get the p0, and p0 is what? It is the c. P0 is c. And when in the qx, if you put x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, you will get the q naught is equal to 0. Q at x is equal to 0 will be the 0. So from here, we know that initial equation is what? M into m minus 1 plus p naught m plus q naught is equal to 0. This is the initial equation. Here p naught is what? C, and q naught is equal to 0. So when we have the q naught is equal to 0, so it will become initial equation. Initial equation. So m into m minus 1 p naught minus m plus q naught is equal to 0. So it will give you m square plus c minus 1 into m, or m is equal to 0 and 1 minus c as a root, right? 0 and 1 minus c as a root. Online, it's okay? Audio, video? Anyone please reply? Anyone please reply online? Audio, video is okay? So here we have the initial root 0 and 1 minus c. Now, depending over depending over the nature of c, values of the c, we have the different type of the Frobenius resolution. Because now the m1 minus m2 may be 0, maybe because abc are the constant. So m1 minus m2 may be 0, may be differ by the integer, may not be differ by the integer. So for all we have the different Frobenius series solution. So here now we take the case first. Case first, if 1 minus c is not positive integer. If 1 minus c is not a positive integer, that is c is not 0 or negative integer. When I am saying that 1 minus c should not be positive, so it will give you minus c minus c not equal to minus 1, or c not equal to 1. So here we have the, if c is not 0 and negative integer, if c is not 0 and negative integer, so by theorem 30A, Y theorem 30A, we have or given equation has the Frobenius series solution. And what is the Frobenius series solution? Let y is equal to n y is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a n x to power m plus n be Frobenius series solution of first. Let the y is equal to summation a n x to power n m plus n be the Frobenius series solution of the first. So from here we can compute y dash and y double dash as summation a n m plus n x to power m plus n minus 1 and a n m plus n m plus n minus 1 x to power m plus n minus 2 respectively. So when we put the value of y, y dash and y double dash in the given equation, so here you have the equation x into 1 minus x into y dash. So here you will get the x into 1 minus x, y double dash as a an m plus n minus 1 x to power m plus n minus 2, right, minus 2 plus now c minus a plus b plus 1 x into y dash. So summation an m plus n x to power m plus n minus 1 and minus ab into y. So summation n is equal to 0 to infinity an x to power m plus n is equal to 0. Now if you multiply this x, this will become the x to power n plus m minus 1. If you multiply this x square, so it will become x to power m plus n. If you multiply this c, so it will remain as a x to power m plus n minus 1. If you multiply with this x, so here we have the x to power m plus n and here we have the x to power m plus n. So now we have the two type of the power of x, either x to power m plus n plus or minus 1 or the x to power m plus n. So here we have multiplied and now we are collecting. So here we have collected the term of x to power m plus n and x to power m plus n minus 1. So here you will get the summation n is equal to 0 to infinity an minus m plus n into m plus n minus 1 minus m plus n into a plus b plus 1 minus ab. From the first summation, from the second summation, and from the third summation, you will get this. And coefficient corresponding to x plus m plus x plus m x to power m plus n minus 1. We have summation of x to summation an m plus n into m plus n minus 1 plus c into m plus n. Now in this equation, what is the lowest power of the x? Always we compare the coefficient of lowest power of the x first. So what is the lowest power of the x? X to power, when we put n is equal to 0, so n minus 1 na, x to power n minus 1. When we put n is equal to 0, so lowest power will come x to power m minus 1, right? So here now, so whatever the lowest thing m plus n minus 1 here we have, so we convert instead of converting the uh, x to power m plus n to the x to power m plus n, instead of converting m plus n minus 1 to m plus n, in that case what we have to put, n is equal to n plus 1, and that will create the summation n from the minus 1. That is not correct thing. So what we will do, we convert m plus n to m plus n minus 1. How we can substitute? We can convert by substituting the n is equal to n minus 1, so that the summation will start from the n is equal to 1, right? So here we have done the same thing. So just you replace the n by the n minus 1, so the summation will start from n is equal to 1, n is equal to 1 to infinity a n minus 1, right, a n minus 1 everywhere just you put the value of n as a n minus 1. So this will become minus m plus n minus 1. This will become m plus n minus 2. This will become minus m plus n minus 1 into a plus b a plus b plus 1 minus ab, and x to power m plus n minus 1, and it is already in the power of the x to power m plus n minus 1. Now you can compare, now compare the coefficient of x to power m minus 1 to 0. Then after you take the coefficient of x to power m plus n minus 1 to 0 to 0. So let us do one by one. So equating, because when we compare the lowest power of x or x to power m minus 1 to 0, you will get the initial equation. So already we know the initial equation, so here we are not writing, right? So here equating coefficient of x to power m plus n minus 1 to 0, you have minus of an minus 1, m plus n minus 1, m plus n minus 2 minus m plus n minus 1, a plus b minus ab plus an into m plus n minus 1 plus c into m plus n is equal to 0. So this will give you an in terms of the an minus 1. This is in the numerator, right? This is in the numerator. So here we have the an is equal to m plus n minus 1 into m plus n minus 2 plus m plus n minus 1 into a plus b plus 1 plus ab upon m plus n minus 1 plus c into m plus n. Now here when we replace, because this is the what? This is the recurrence relation. This is the recurrence relation. So in the recurrence relation, it is true for the n greater than equal to 1. So in the recurrence relation, as per our need, we can replace n by the any other n. So here we replace the n by the n plus 1. So as you replace the n into n by the n plus 1, you will get the a n plus 1 is equal to m plus n into m plus n minus 1 plus m plus n into a plus b plus 1 plus ab upon m plus n plus 1 into m plus n plus c into m plus n plus 1 into an. So that is the recurrence relation. Now we have the two roots. We have the two roots, m is equal to 0 and m is equal to 1 minus c. For the initial equation, we have the two roots. So here when we are putting for m is equal to 0, for the this root we are computing. So as you put m is equal to 0, this will reduce to an plus 1 is equal to n into n minus 1 plus n into a plus b plus 1 plus ab upon n plus n plus 1 into n plus c into n plus 1 into an. Or if you solve little bit, you will get the a n plus 1 is equal to a plus n into b plus n upon n plus 1 into c plus n into an. Now for the convenient, we are setting a naught as a 1. We are setting a naught as a 1, right? So because so with this you will get, when we put n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 0, when we put n is equal to 0 here, so this recurrence relation is true for the n greater than equal to 0. So as you put n is equal to 0, you will get the a1 is equal to ab upon 1 into c. Similarly, as you put n is equal to 1, you will get a2 is equal to, n is equal to 1 means a plus 1 b plus 1 upon 2 into c plus 1 into a1, and you put the a1 as a ab upon 1 into c, ab upon 1 into c. So you will get a into a plus 1, b into b plus 1 upon 1 into 2 into c plus 1. Similarly, when we put n is equal to 2, you will get the a3 in terms of the a2. You will get the a3 in terms of the a2, and then you can write the value of the a2. So you will get the a into a plus 1 into a plus 2, b into b plus 1 into b plus 2 upon 1 into 2 into 3 into c plus 1 into c plus 2. And we know that what is the solution? Y is equal to x to power m into a naught plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube plus and so on. So as you put m is equal to 0, we have only the a naught plus a1x plus a2x square plus a3x cube and so on. So as you put the value of the a naught as a 1, and a1 as a ab upon 1 into c, a2 as a into a plus 1, b into b plus 1 upon 1 into 2 into c plus 1, you will get the this Frobenius series solution. You will get this Frobenius series solution. Just for convenience. Actually, one more reason we have, we can represent this series or with many known function also. I will tell you that function. Means there are sin x, cosine x, sin inverse x, cosine inverse x. All these you can write in this form. Then you will not get the solution. No? Everything you will get in terms of the zero only. For the non-trivial solution, you have to consider the non-trivial thing. But as you consider the a naught is equal to 2, 3, something else, then the thing will change. You have to keep in mind what is the value of the a naught. Here the a naught, as you have put the 1, now all calculation will be the easy. Just for the convenience, we are taking the a naught is equal to 1. Now, when we have this series, so this series can be written in the summation form as y is equal to 1 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity a into a plus 1 into a plus 2 and so on up to the a plus n minus 1. Right? A plus 1 minus 1 into b plus 1 dash 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 into b plus n minus 1 upon factorial n into c plus 1 into c plus n minus 1 into x to power n. That is the our hypergeometric series. This is the hypergeometric series. This is the hypergeometric series. And this hypergeometric series can be represented as a f of a, b, c for x. Right? This hypergeometric, as whenever you will find the f, a, b, c, x, automatically this is the solution of the hypergeometric equation, and its form is 1 plus ab upon factorial 1 into c into x plus a into a plus 1 b into b plus 1 upon factorial 2 into c plus 1 into x square and so on. So automatically you have to say this thing. So this is a very important function, hypergeometric function or hypergeometric series. Note, when a is equal to 1, and b is equal to c, so here you will get the series as a 1 plus x plus x square plus x cube and so on. And what is this? This is a very famous geometric series. Right? This is the geometric series. That's why its name is the hypergeometric series. From here only, we have the name hypergeometric series, and its sum is equal to 1 upon 1 minus x for the mod of x less than 1, which is the familiar geometric series. Now, second important point for this hypergeometric series or hypergeometric function is unaltered when A is replaced by the B and B is replaced by the A. Means when you are interchanging the role of the AB. Because in the numerator we have the A into A plus 1 into A plus 2 dash 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 A plus N minus 1 into B into B plus 1 into B plus 2 dash 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 B plus N minus 1. So as you change the role of the AB, the result will be unaltered. Means f of abcx is equal to the f of bacx. Now, third important note, f of when we have the a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, c is equal to 1. So f of the f of 1 x will become the 1 plus x square plus x to power n and so on. Again, we have the infinite series, that is the geometric series, and its sum is equal to 1 upon 1 minus x. So in quiz questions, we can ask that 1 upon 1 minus x is equal to what? So we have this type of the things. Now, if a or b is 0 or negative integer, then the series a b c break off. Because here what we are doing, a into a plus 1, a plus 2, a plus 3. By chance, if a is minus 3, so it will come right at the particular point, it will come that minus 3 plus 3, that is the 0, and after that all that series will, all the terms are the 0, right? So now you will get the polynomial. The series will break, terminate, the series will terminate, and you will get the polynomial. So if a or b is 0 or negative integer, the series f a b c break off and is a polynomial. You will get the polynomial. Means only, for example, minus 3 we have a is equal to minus 3. So you will get the series of the form 1 plus a b upon factorial 1 c into x plus a into a plus 1 b into b plus 1 upon factorial 2 c into c plus 1 x square plus a into a plus 1 into a plus 2 into b plus 1 into b plus 2 upon factorial 2 into c plus 1 into c plus 2. Thereafter we have the 0. So you will get the polynomial only. Now polynomial, otherwise the ratio, if they are not 0, otherwise the ratio test shows that it converges for the mod of x less than 0. Means in the math 1 you have studied the ratio test. So what is the ratio test? We compare the means n plus 1th term with nth term and take the ratio, right, with modulus. So mod of the a n plus 1 x to power n plus 1 upon a n x to power n. So you will get the a a plus n, b plus n upon n plus 1, c plus 1 into mod of x, and it, as n tends to infinity, it is equal to the mod of x, right? And when the mod of x less than 0, then we say the series is convergent series. This is the theorem, this is the result of the math 1. So here, when c is not a 0 or negative integer, then means from here only we have started na case first. Case first we have taken this only. Yes, when 1 minus c is not positive integer or c is not 0 or negative integer. So in that case, this f of abc, because it is now the convergent series, so this we say f of abc is the, right, that we have checked by the ratio test. Then we said this f of abcx is the analytic function, because it is the convergent, it has the some finite value. So now we say it is a well defined. So we say fabc is the analytic function called the hypergeometric function on the on the interval mod of x less than 0. right? So simplest particular solution of the hypergeometric equation. So this is the simplest particular solution. By particular solution, because we have taken the a naught is equal to 1. Now, so this we have computed when m is equal to 0. Now we have to compute for the m is equal to 1 minus c for the second root. For the second root. So either in the original series x to power m into a naught plus a1 x plus a x square, in that you put before that we have the recurrence relation. In the recurrence relation, just you put m is equal to 1 minus c, right? Means whole procedure either you repeat with the m is equal to 1 minus c, or you can do that by the theorem 30a. There is second independent solution of the first near x is equal to 0 with the exponent m2 is equal to 1 minus c, right, of this form. Now here we have to determine the a naught, a1, a2 and so on. By the usual procedure we have to determine this. So to avoid this lengthy procedure, what we can do, we can change the dependent variable y to z by the substitution y is equal to x to power 1 minus c into z. So what is our equation from here? Y is equal to x to power 1 minus c into z. So from here y dash will come. So let's say this is the first function, this is the second function. So from here we have the 1 minus c x to power minus c into z plus x to power 1 minus c dz by dx. So by parts, if you will do, you will get the y dash. And when we compute the y double dash, so here we have the first function, second function, first function, second function. So in this case, 1 minus c x to power minus c minus 1 into z 1 minus c x to power minus c dz by dx. From the first expression, you will get this. Then 1 minus c x to power minus c, right, dz by dx, and x to power 1 minus c d2z upon dx2. So here you are substituting the y is equal to x to power 1 minus c into z. So as you compute the y dash, y double dash, right, and when we put in the original equation, what is the original equation? X 1 minus x y double dash plus c minus a plus b plus 1 x y dash minus aby is equal to 0. So as you put the value of y double dash, y dash and y double dash in the original equation, you have the x into 1 minus x, z double dash. Now independent variable is the z. So z double dash plus 2 minus c minus a minus c plus 1 plus b minus c plus 1 plus 1 into x into z dash minus a minus c plus 1 b minus c plus 1 into z is equal to 0. So on substituting the value of y dash and y double dash, whenever you have assumed y is equal to x to power 1 minus c into z, you will get the this equation. So as you compare this equation with this equation, you will find that more or less it is the same. Means let's say this is the capital C, let's say this is the capital A, let's say this is the capital B, this is the capital A, and this is the capital B. So it is exactly like the original equation, right? So need not. And when we put and for this initial equation will come the like that, and for the z the root will be the 0, m1 is equal to 0. So you will get the solution which is again the hypergeometric equation with constant a, b, c as a minus c plus 1, b minus c plus 1, and 2 minus c. So now this second equation has the Frobenius power series solution near x is equal to 0, as there what we have y is equal to, generally we have the f of the a b c and x. Now here we have the z is equal to, now independent variable is the z, so z is equal to f of a minus c plus 1, b minus c plus 1, 2 minus c for x. And what is the z? Z we can write, because what we have put, y is equal to x to power 1 minus c into z. So as you put the z is equal to this, so y is equal to, you will get the x to power 1 minus c into f of a minus c plus 1, b minus c plus 1, 2 minus c, and for the x. That is our another solution for m2 is equal to 1 minus c. So to avoid the lengthy calculation, to avoid the recurrence relation, just from the known result, we are writing the result of this second value of the initial equation. So second solution will be y is equal to x to power 1 minus c f of a minus c plus 1, b minus c plus 1, 2 minus c, and x. Hence, uh, when c is not integer, and which type of the integer? Right here we have considered, in starting we have considered this, right? 1 minus c is not a zero or negative integer, or c is not a positive integer. So when the c is not positive integer, then what will be the solution? C1 y1 plus C2 y2. At that time, solution will be the C1 y for m is equal to m1 plus C2 y for m is equal to m2. So here you will get the solution, right? Y is equal to C1 f of the ABC x plus C2 x to power 1 minus c f of a minus c plus 1, b minus c plus 1, 2 minus c, and x. And f is what? Hypergeometric series, and their expansion you know. So general solution of the hypergeometric equation x near the singular point x is equal to 0. That is the one solution. But there, how many singular point we have? Two. One is the x is equal to 0, another one is the x is equal to 1. Right? So till now we have solved only for the one singular point. Right here we have written x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 are the singular point. So we have checked for the x is equal to 0. Now here the x is equal to 1 is also regular singular point. So now we have to do everything for the x is equal to 1. Case case when it is the integer, that case only we are studying. Na? Case 2 means we have the means we have the first two regular singular point x equal to 0, x equal to 1. For the x equal to 0 we have the two indicial root. Indicial root means m is equal to 0, m is equal to 1 minus c, and the general solution will exist only when c is not positive integer. If the c is the positive integer, then you cannot determine, because that is the theorem 30a state that in that case you have to determine by the del y by del m, whatever we have discussed in the previous class. So that will become the little tedious, so that we will not here discuss. So here we are discussing only for the c is not a positive integer, then only you will get the c1 y1 plus c2 y2. Now this is from your book. Question number 1, verify each of the following by examine the series expansion of the function on the left side. So here we have the series 1 plus x to power p. So what is the binomial expansion for the 1 plus x to power p? That can be written as minus p b comma b comma minus x. Means there are so many series which you can write in terms of the hypergeometric series. That's why the hypergeometric series is little important. And due to this, we have taken there the a naught is equal to 1. So what is the meaning of the f of the a b c x? That is the 1 plus summation from 1 to n 1 to infinity a into a plus 1 dash 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 a plus n minus 1 b into b plus 1 dash 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 b plus n minus b plus n minus 1 upon factorial n c into c plus 1 c plus n minus 1. So as you write this f of minus p b comma minus x, means in place of the a you put minus p, in place of b you put b, in place of the c you put b, in place of the x you put minus x. In the same series you put this. So what you will get, 1 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity, right? Minus p plus 1 minus p plus n minus 1 into b plus 1 dash 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 b plus n minus 1 upon factorial n, and in place of the c you have to put the b. So b into b plus 1 dash 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 b plus n minus 1. So what will happen, you can cancel this b with this b plus 1 with this b plus 1, b plus n minus 1 with this b plus n minus 1. And here we have the minus x to power n, right? Here we have the minus x to power n. On the corner we have the minus x to power n. So here we have the 1 plus. Now, what is the remaining? After cancelling, what is the remaining? 1 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity minus p into minus p plus 1 dash 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 minus p plus n minus 1 upon factorial n into x to power minus x to power n. So as you write the value n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, you will get 1 plus minus p minus x upon factorial 1 plus minus p plus 1 minus x whole square upon factorial 2, and that is nothing, that is the 1 plus px plus p into p minus 1 upon factorial 2 x square, and that is nothing, that is the binomial expansion of 1 plus x to power p. So 1 plus x to power p can also be represented as a geometric series of the form f minus p b comma b minus x. Similarly, log of 1 plus x. So you know that log of 1 plus x can be written as x into f of 1 1 2 comma 1 minus x. So if you write the expansion of f of 1 1 2 comma minus x, right, it is the standard one. Notation is the standard one. Just you put a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, c is equal to 2, x is equal to minus x. So here you will get 1 plus n is equal to 1 to infinity 1 into 1 plus 1 dash 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 1 plus n minus 1. So ultimately what you will get, factorial n, and here you will get the 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus n minus 1. So this also will give you factorial n minus x to power n upon factorial n 2 into 2 plus 1 dash 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 2 plus n minus 1. So if you write n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, you will get the 1 plus 1 into minus x upon factorial 1 into 2, 1 into 2 into 1 into 2 upon factorial 2 into 2 into 3 minus x to power 2 and so on. So you will get 1 minus x by 2 plus x square by 3. if you multiply by the x on both sides, if you multiply by the x on both sides, you will get the x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 minus x to power 4 upon 4 and so on, and that is nothing, that is the log of 1 plus x. So similarly, we have the e to power x is nothing, it is a limit b tends to infinity f of a b a of x upon b, that is the exponential series. Huh? This expansion we are doing, saying na, this expansion, how we are getting this means as we are expanding this, and this series is equal to the 1 plus x square upon factorial 2 plus x cube upon factorial 3 and so on. So it will be, it is nothing, it is the e to power x. So by expansion we are checking na. Means, this is the formula that I'm telling. This this is the expansion. Now you have to check. No, no. This is the formula. Means all the formula I'm writing in the first line. Na? This is the formula. Hypergeometric expansion. As I told you, na, hypergeometric, with the hypergeometric function, we can represent very well-known series also. So these are the some well-known series. So when we compute limit b tends to infinity f of the a b a x upon b. So as you write and you put the b tends to infinity, means first you cancel this b and b. Here you cancel the right b and b. So here you cancel the a plus 1, a into a plus 1. This b you can cancel with this b, right? Then we take the b plus 1 upon b plus 1 upon b, and so it will become b plus 1 upon b. So that can be written as 1 plus 1 upon b. And as you tends the b to infinity, it will give you 1. So you will get the 1 plus x square upon factorial 2 plus x cube upon factorial 3, that is the exponential. So just you note down this 4 also for your homework, right? Just your practice, you note on this. Sin inverse x is equal to x f of the half 3 by 2 x square. Tan inverse x is x f half 1 3 by 2 minus x square. Sin x, very well known series, sin x. So it is the x into limit a tends to infinity f of the a 3 by 2 minus x square upon 4a square. And for the cos x, limit a tends to infinity f of a 1 by 2 minus x square upon 4a square. So that's all for today. In next class, I will give you the roots for the another equation. So for today, any doubt in this part? So from examination point of view also, this is very important. There we ask, find the hypergeometric solution for the given equation. In that equation, first you have to recognize what is the value of the ABC. Then directly from the known solution, you can write. Yes, any doubt?